Actually one of the easiest ones you ever do, especially if you're using Docker, because unfortunately to get it rootless is very difficult. So you need to have super admin permissions. That's the easiest way to get it up and running. There's ways you can get it up and running just rootless, especially if you have your own OPI point, which I did when I did the LibreOffice online version. So you can do it that way, then you can be completely rootless. However, for this particular, the easiest way to set up, you need to have super admin permissions. I'll show you all that for the demo. So before we begin, quick reminder, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You simply go to jambo.com, you go to watch menu live sub, and you can see the topics for this and upcoming tutorials. Okay. So be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because it helps this channel grow, and I can then do when more people obviously watch this, they can request and share some information which I'll share with everybody as well. So an example is OpenOffice. This one I first came across OpenOffice when I was doing when I installed my own instance of Nextcloud, and I was super impressed with it. But for some reason I haven't tried it. I've never actually done it on the desktop. But if you're not tried, especially maybe an online version, this tutorial is just for you. So we're installing the online version. All right. So OpenOffice, it's open source. The difference between, say, OpenOffice and, say, LibreOffice is that, sorry, OnlyOffice. I said OpenOffice. Sorry, I apologize. I meant OnlyOffice. OnlyOffice is it's an alternative, obviously, to Microsoft Office and Google Workspace. I'm talking about not just the online one, I'm talking also the desktop application. So it's cross-platform. However, the interesting thing about OnlyOffice is that it goes for 100% Microsoft compatibility. In fact, its default format is actually the Microsoft, what is it, like the Word, Excel presentation. What's the presentation? I forgot the name of the presentation that Microsoft uses. The name escapes me right now. But yeah, its default saving format is that one. So it has way better compatibility with Microsoft Office than, say, for example, LibreOffice or OpenOffice. So and the online version, obviously, as I said, it's open source. Completely open source. You have collaborative editing. It's secure. It has integrations. The integrations, as I said, Nextcloud, OnCloud, WordPress, and much more, because it's online. There's also AI as well with Alma for local AI, or you can do the cloud-based AIs. So that's up to you. So if you prefer Podman instead of Docker for container management, you can easily set up OnlyOffice with the following commands. So you can do this. You can use one command. However, I said I prefer using Compose, because with Compose it's easy to set up all the services and bring it down as well. So you don't have to run multiple commands, even just to start and stop. It's just a very simple way to do everything. So as you can see, it's very simple. There's already an image for you. It's OnlyOffice/document server and then :latest. So that's it. And then you just set up the way you want, and then it plays for your data and logs. Logs are not necessary, but it's a good idea to have logs in case something goes wrong. You can check it out. So the logs helped me understand why I was not able to get this working rootless. You can get to the admin area rootless. And I said if you set up your own WOPI interface like I did with the LibreOffice, you'll be fine as well. But if you want to do the example, you need to run it as root, and I'll show you that in a second. That's what we're going to do today. So, and then obviously Podman-Compose app-d, that's it. And then you just go to your URL. I mapped it to a different port numbers because I said I do work. I have Apache on my local host machine, so I don't want to interfere. That's why I changed the port number here, but you can use 8080, it'll be fine. So this is the screenshot of the Podman YAML file. Yeah, Compose my YAML file, and then when I run it, see, very simple. And then when you first install it, it asks you to follow instructions, and you can just do it on the command line. You see I executed this. It output this string, and then you can enter this if you want onto the. You can enter this onto the into the web UI. So and then of course I had to do all this stuff to start the admin panel, take care of the admin panel, but the admin panel just is a way to control things. The one I'm more interested in is this one here, the example, so that you can create documents and edit and everything. That's what you can see here. You finally got it up and running. And there's also the what is the name of that presentation for Microsoft? Why do I? Okay, you know what? Give me a second. This is driving me crazy. What is the name of the MS Office presentation? PowerPoint. Yes, name PowerPoint. The name escaped me. PowerPoint. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, and as you can see, so this is a live stream. If I hit play here, what is the? Yeah, there we go. So it's just a few milliseconds behind. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. I think that's a good place to stop. And I'm going to open up my YAML file. So you can follow along if you have Docker. This one is one of the easiest ones to do. It's literally a drop-in replacement. So I made a few little changes here. When I was doing my test, obviously, if you have a secure certificate, you want to map it to 443. So I said the Apache server is down, so I can leave it. I can leave the default ports. I think this will be easier for most of you guys anyway. So I left that there, and you see the data, the logs, the lib, and the database. It uses Postgres. I left that. I just tried to tweak it, and the problem is you have to run as root because of the example. So that's why I did that. You have to run. Unfortunately, you have to run this as a root user or a sudo user. Same thing. So it's a permission thing. Hopefully they fix that in the future, but that's how it is right now. Okay, so let's get started. So what we do here is I said you have to run this as a root user. So let's drop to the command line. It's pretty simple here. Oh, I forgot. If you're following along from the tech rants and the podcast. Basically, you can get the Docker YAML file or even just the regular commands from the ONLYOFFICE site. So if we go to ONLYOFFICE here, I don't know why I did not ONLYOFFICE. You see ONLYOFFICE, you can download and install. It's cross-platform. Sorry about that. I didn't do this part here. As you can see here, that's what it looks like, and it is open source. The source code is available on GitHub, and you can also install it in other ways. You see here it says Moodle, which is a platform for creating courses, Nextcloud, Odoo, WordPress, and much more. So yeah, it's easy to integrate with it. You can run it on your PC, mobile devices, so Android, iOS. Is it Android and iOS or just Android? Yeah, Android and iOS. You see there, and here we go. So I might actually do a full review of this and install it. I don't know if it can replace LibreOffice. We'll see. Okay, I even tried it in Nextcloud. I was actually pretty impressed with it, because it's so much easier to get it up and running instead of the LibreOffice one. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm going to drop to the command line, and I'm going to type sudo space podman-compose space up space -d. -d means you detach it. If you don't do that, we'll just show the logs there. And so there you go, it's up and running. You see it created all these folders for the data one, the db, lib, and logs, and you can see it has this little X in it. That's because the permission for that is sudo, and that's where I run it. So now if I type Podman space ps space -a, it's not running. Now you might be wondering, what's going on here? The reason is because, remember, it's running as the sudo user, so I'd have to type most likely sudo, and then you see when I do that, it's telling me that it's been up for 34 seconds. You see this, the port, how to access it. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see better, even better. There we go. So you can see the port is 80. It's 8080 000, mean I can connect it from anywhere, as long as I can connect to this host machine, and 000. So I'm gonna do the HTTPS one, so that I don't have to. You can also do it with this one, but it's always recommended to do HTTPS because you're going to be saving, so some of the stuff might be sensitive. So it should have a what do you call it? It should have a self-signed certificate. I don't think I have to make one. I believe it does. Before I do that, let me just go check on the live stream. I'm live streaming on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. I'm just gonna have refresh here to make sure they're all working. Okay, yeah, you heard that. That was what was that? That was BitChute. So I'm checking out on, yeah, Rumble is working, and Odyssey is always a little bit weird. Let's check it out. It says it's starting soon. Odyssey, come on. Jeez. And let's say hit play here. Okay, there we go. Odyssey is working. Obviously YouTube is working as well. Great. All right. So I'm gonna tear off one of these tabs here. I'm gonna use the Chromium browser, and I'll just type in one. I think I might have to use localhost. Okay, no, I don't have to use localhost. So I'll just say 127.0.0.1. However, I'm going to HTTPS and see what happens. Okay, HTTPS is not working. So I guess I might have just do HTTP. Okay, HTTP is fine. This is just for testing locally, so it's perfectly fine. So it tells us here that OpenOffice Docs Community Edition has been installed, and you see it says a random secret is generated automatically if a custom secret has not been added during installation, which I did not. So to obtain it, you have to run this command. It says sudo docker. Obviously, just replace docker with Podman, and the name. And then it says you can replace this default secret with a custom key in the Docker environment. I didn't run a Docker environment. So, and it says testing before integration. So we're gonna run all this, and this is the panel for the admin. So let's run all of them. Okay, so the first one here is this one here. So the only thing I have to replace, you see it found the Docker ID. If we go back to the command line here, you see it found this ID, but I don't like using this ID because if I delete this and start again, I like using the name. So I'm gonna replace this ID with a name, but everything else is exactly the same. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll grab that. I have to run sudo again. So here on the command line, I paste that in there. You see, I replaced with this part here, this ID with the name. Okay, so everything else is the same. So I just press enter there, and you see it gave me this what is it called, the JWT, the custom key. So I have the custom key. Next, when I run the test sample again, you see it's the same. It uses the same ID, but I'm gonna replace this with a name. It just makes it easier and you see it also knows you have to use sudo, right? It's smart enough, tells you to use sudo because we're running the root user, so it's smart enough to know that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the test sample, just follow the instructions. I'm going to clear this, so just make it a little easier. And paste that in there. Again, I just replaced the ID with ONLYOFFICE because that's the name of the container. So I run that, and you see it has started. So now we can use the test one as well, and then it says to add it to the auto start. You can do the same thing. So because this is a tutorial, I'm not gonna add it to the auto start. I don't need to add it to the auto start because this is just a tutorial, and most likely I'm going to remove this after that. So then I can go to the test example side. We'll take a look at that in a second, but you can let's look at the admin panel. So we have to start the admin panel. Again, I'm just going to replace the ID with the name of the container, which is just ONLYOFFICE. So there we go. Just wait a bit, and then you'll see the panel has started. So we can also go to the panel. If you want to add it to the auto start, you just follow these instructions. Okay, so we don't need the command line anymore for now. So let's go to the admin panel first. So I'll click here to open up. You see it says admin, and then it will say enter the bootstrap token from your server logs, and then create your admin password. So in order to get the thing from the server logs, you just need to just type podman or docker space logs space ONLYOFFICE, or the name if you want to use the ID. So let's go back to the command line, and I'll paste this in here. And we look here, you see here is the bootstrap code. This is the bootstrap code right here. So you copy this, you see it expires sometime later today. So I'm not going to bother saving it. I'll just paste it in there, and then I'll create my password for the admin. Okay, so this is the admin. It will show you the statistics. Obviously, there should be nothing because I haven't gone to the example or WOP. So you can see the stats here. There's AI integration. So I'm not going to do any AI integration today. Maybe tonight. That could be a nice tutorial to do for night stream. And here's the example. You see here. This is the document. It has an example document. Obviously you can see it works really now with the chat and all this stuff as well. You can actually edit this, save, etc. And yeah, you see it says right here admin/example. The example URL is working, so you're able to edit, and you can see you can do a whole bunch of other stuff. Obviously I said AI is not integrated. Let's go to AI integration for a second here. You can see you can choose if you add a model, you can add a AI model or a local model. You can pick the method. Like I said, if it's a cloud one or one that's local. Then we have the file limits. You can see here, you can set all that stuff up. The download limits, input file size limits, you can set all that up here. And I see, this is what I was trying to say. You see, by default, it's saving in Word documents, docs with the X, dot X, I think that's a template, and doc M, I don't know what that is, and dot M, I don't know what that is as well. And then Excel, you can see all of them here, and then PowerPoint. Okay, that's then we have IP filtering. Obviously, this is a firewall. Expiration, the cache, you can change all that here as well. And then request filtering. I don't know what the difference is between IP filtering and request filtering. Only allow private IPs and allow meta IPs. Then this one I was telling you, WOPI settings. If you enable this, that means you can create your own application to connect to this, for example, and then I said that's one way you can run it as rootless if you're using Podman. And you can get to the admin area if you just run Podman without the sudo. However, if you want to if you want to get the example, that one you need to have root permissions. Or if you don't want to do that, simply just use the WOPI and then create your own, like as you saw, you can be Nextcloud, or you can do something else like Moodle, WordPress, etc. Then notifications, license expiration warning, and then license expiration error, and SMTP server. If you don't know what SMTP stands for, that's obviously to send emails. And then the default emails, you can replace those as well. And then we have the logger configuration, just warns when something goes wrong. That's a log level. We have settings. You can reset them, and then it's forgotten files. There's nothing here right now. And then there's a health check. See, it says service is healthy, fantastic. And then you can change your password. And then I'm going to log out right now. So, and the next time I'll have to just enter the password to get to the admin panel. I don't have to enter that token again. So that's the admin. Now we want to go to here, which is the example. So the test example. I remember I didn't set it to auto start. I just set one time because of this tutorial. And here we go. This is the example page. So obviously, if you create your own, you don't call it example, you call it something else. Or if you have an integration with the WOPI. And as you can see here, obviously just made up a name here. You can have other users like Mark Potato, Hamish, Michelle, Anonymous, etc. And then you can create different type of documents. So example, I'm going to create a document or a spreadsheet, a presentation, or PDF form. So as you can see here, I guess the different permissions. It says right here like John Smith, file author by default. Mark Potato belongs to group 2. So these are the examples. I believe in the admin area you can manage these. Okay, so, and you see here it says WOPI. It says below, before launching the demo, make sure WOPI is enabled. Ooh, I might have to go and launching the demo. I don't think I have this. I didn't enable this, but I think you should be able to work without anything here. So let's go here. Oh yeah, that's WOPI. So I'm not going to use this. I said I'm just going to use the example. The example should be working perfectly fine. Okay, so let's click a new document. I click new. You see it comes up here. Now, if you try this if you're running rootless on Podman, you'll get an error. And that's because I said unfortunately you need to run as root for the example. But if you create your own WOPI, you'll be fine. So you see I can. This was installed properly. Okay, I'm going to make some mistakes here. Color versus, there we go. Color versus color. So it looks like it has the American spelling by default, which is perfectly fine. And you see I can right click here to change. This is actually pretty nice. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, obviously you can also change the fonts. You see here it's Arial. You can change it to a different font. For example, what's Vadana? It didn't seem like it. Oh, looks like it did. I guess there. Let me zoom in. There we go. Okay, I like that. Very nice. And the zoom level is also down here, but I just used I held down the control key and the middle mouse button or the mouse wheel, and that worked extremely well. And obviously you can see here, you can insert, draw, layout, references, collaboration, protection, view, and AI. So AI here you see is you can go to settings. Again, this is similar to the admin. You can choose, if I click add AI model, you see it will ask me who the provider is, right? So for example, if I want to choose Google Gemini, Tropic, XAI, Stability AI, DeepSeek, Mistral, all these guys here, Olama, as I was saying, see I can use Olama or LM Studio. I wish they had llama.cpp, but you see if I pick Olama here, and then I can pick, you see local hosted storage, that one, and then I can, obviously there won't be a key, and then just pick your model, and yeah, so obviously I don't have, remember I deleted Olama, yeah. So, and then obviously you can use the model you see for all of these items, text, images, embeddings, etc., etc. So that's one thing you can do. I said I might test that out, but I have to install Olama again, which I really don't want to do. And then yeah, so this is we'll go to about. I say it's version 9.10168. I believe that's the latest time at the time of this recording because it was the latest. Let's see what version we have here. Can I go back to the home page? Get it now. Does it tell me the version? 9.1, yeah, so it's correct. The container version is the same one as the latest on the what do you call it? The latest on the website for OnlyOffice, so it's completely up to date, which is really nice. So I can close this out. Obviously, you can do file. You can see download as, save copy as. You can do the same thing as. You see, it has different formats. ODT, that's the LibreOffice OpenOffice version as well. But so yeah, so it. I'm gonna really, you know what? I think I might download this and test it out and see how it works. I think I'll do that tonight. We can test the AI, because if the AI works the way I want it to, I might actually switch over to this one, or I create my own plugin. We'll see. All right, so that's the documentation of word processing. We have the spreadsheet as well, and you can see it opens up really fast. I think it actually even opens up faster inside a container than LibreOffice does. So we can see here. So I'm just going to do some simple stuff here. I'll call this grocery bill, and then here will be item, and then the price and quantity, and I think I'll say tax. Actually, not tax. I'll just say subtotal. Okay, and of course this will be like milk. I don't know how much milk buys. I actually stopped buying milk very recently. So quantity is 1, and let's say, do people still buy bread? Okay, bread is also pretty expensive. So let's say 2 quantities. You guys get the point, right? So butter, it's actually pretty smooth. I'm really surprised here. I think butter is usually $5.99 by 1 quantity. So equals this times this. This is really smooth. Wow. This is actually better than the latest version of LibreOffice, which is kind of a little buggy and wayland. This is really nice. Okay, so there we go. And obviously you can do shortcuts, Control B for bold. And if you want to make it more fancy, you can click one of this. I can't see it properly, but usually there's something where it now maybe this is a short version, but there's one where you can not orientation, not margin center. Where is the one I want? More. Here we go. Let's go to more. Yeah, this is what I wanted. I wanted it to format as a table. I want to give it borders. Okay, there we go. You can pick the ones. So let's actually pick one of them. So let's pick, say, this one. There we go. Nice. So I'm saying this is not a full tutorial, and obviously you can draw, layout, formulas, etc., and the AI. I'm curious to try out that AI. So that's the one there. I haven't done a presentation in a while. A slide. I'll just say ojambo.com. Please subscribe. Okay, there we go. I mean, I'm just goofing around, but you get it. And there should be shapes as well. You can add another slide. This is a short. What I mean by short is obviously it's also, oh, you know, one thing I also realized, it's also responsive. The design is automatically responsive, which is also nice. So let's draw. Can we select a shape? What are the shapes? Those are animations, transitions. This is shapes, comments, chat, feedback. I'm sure there are more shapes. It's just that maybe because they're kind of hidden because this is a small screen here. But there you go. You can select that. Select is just to move it. That's not what I want. And eraser. Is it a free drawing tool? No. I'm not familiar with this, so that's why but I'm pretty sure there are ways to add I think is it design? Oh, there's design and slide. I'm surprised there's no tools for that, but yeah, there should be some tool. This here, chat, message here. Okay, support. Okay, there we go. You can do all that. So I'm gonna close that. and you can see it saved. It automatically did a save, so you can download or view it as well. You see all the documents we opened up so far. And finally, there's a PDF form. This one LibreOffice also has. You can create your PDF and then if you share, collect, and you can add, like, for example, email address. I should have put a label there, but you guys get the point, right? So let me get rid of this. It should also create a PDF. Yeah, PDF as well. Very nice. And this is the example. This is not even, you can tweak it to the whatever you want to use it for. So it is open source, and I said if you use Nextcloud, there's already you can just click in the plugins, and then you can install it. I find, honestly, I find this to work much smoother than the LibreOffice Online. I think it's called Nextcloud Suite. I find this to be much smoother experience. The reason I took it off because I didn't realize that OnlyOffice was open source, but since it is, I might actually switch to it, because the most of the stuff I spend a lot of time in the spreadsheet, because that's how I send out my invoices. I rarely use the presentation one. I do create PDFs, but not as forms. I create PDFs obviously for invoices from the spreadsheet. The document, as I said, I rarely use that one. That's the only time is when I'm creating a book, or when I'm writing a new contract. I haven't written a contract in a few years, but yeah, when I have a new project or a new customer, I will write them a contract. For example, if it's like they want me to create a mobile app, that would definitely be a contract. So I'll write up a contract, but I haven't done that in a while. So most of the time I just spend time in the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet, and then if it's an invoice, I will create a PDF form from that. So this is it. You see, it's pretty easy to use, and that's it. Just wanted to show that to you guys. It's extremely easy to use. I'm really impressed with this, and it doesn't take up too many resources. If you go back to the command line, this is sudo. Should I show that in sudo? Okay, I think I have to. I'll do it in sudo, because sudo p podman, sudo space podman images, and put in the password. And you can see it. It takes up a lot of space. Okay, I should have shut up there. It takes up about 4 gigs. So that's up to you if you want to use that or not. So I'm going to show you guys how to remove if you don't like something or you accidentally installed it. So the first thing, we're going to bring this down. So I'm going to use sudo Podman and Compose. Just type down. It's going to bring everything down. Come on. Okay, so it killed it. You see it had a bunch of images, volumes. So then you can type sudo podman volume ls. You can see there's a whole bunch of volumes here. I don't need any of them. So if I want to delete them, I just type sudo podman volume prune. You prune all of them. You see, then you delete all of them. Yes, you want to delete all of them. They're all deleted. Then to delete that image you saw, so you just type sudo podman rmi, and then the name of the it's here. Yeah, this guy here. You get the ID, copy that, and space, and then you paste it in there. Yeah, it's been deleted. And then you can also do a prune if you want, because sometimes there's some hidden stuff, but I doubt there will be any here. You just say podman prune image, and then prune. So it will remove all dangling images. So there are none. So there you go. So I just saved, was it 4 gigs? So I just got back 4 gigs. And that's going to be important because RAM and disk storage is extremely expensive right now. So yeah, so that's it. Let's finish this up. So if you want to learn programming and more, if you're interested in learning how to program or deepen your technical skills, check out these resources. I have books, they're available on Amazon. The link is also in the description. I have courses, they're available on ojamboshop.com. The links is also in the description. And I also offer one-on-one tutorials at ojambo.com. The link is on the description. And if you need help with the ONLYOFFICE installation or migration services, you can contact me on ojamboservices.com/contact. The link is also in the description. So some final thoughts. ONLYOFFICE offers a flexible, open source and user-friendly solution for personal or business productivity. Whether you're self-hosting for privacy, collaboration, or learning purposes, installing it with Podman is quick and straightforward. If you'd like help with the installation or a full migration, contact me directly at ojamboservices.com/contact. I'll be happy to assist. Okay, with that said, again, quick reminder that every day I do a live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern. You simply go to ojambo.com, then you go to live menu, under the watch menu, and you can see the topics for this and upcoming tours. You can see they're always at 2 p.m. Eastern. So this is what we're doing tomorrow. And then also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. As I said before, it helps this channel grow. And when the channel grows, there will be more users and viewers who can make suggestions, or they can share some tips which I then share with all of you. So that I always want to improve, and that's what I do that. Okay, and then I do have 3 other resources. I'm going to zip through them as quickly as possible. I do have I live in a rural area where there's no internet and the service is sporadic. So what I got the SpaceX Starlink residential service, and I do have a referral link here. So if you use my referral link, I'll get 1 month free, and you'll get a discount. For example, right now in Canada, you don't have to pay for the equipment. The equipment is free if you use my referral link. So which is amazing, because the equipment was very expensive a few years ago. I remember, like, the time I bought it, I got a discount and I paid $350 before tax. But people before me, they were paying over $1,000. So I'm just telling you, I have 2nd generation, by the way. Okay, and I also use it for my phone with Wi-Fi calling, so it allows me to send and receive voice calls, text messages, including the multimedia text messages, MMS, and so picture messaging for the rest of you. Okay, the other one is I have an affiliate link. It's for this device. It's called the Honeywell HeatBud Personal Ceramic Heater. It's available on Amazon. It has 2 or 3 switches: off, low, and high. So the low uses 170 watts. The high uses 250 watts. So this little guy, it also has a protection for when it trips over, it will switch off right there. So this little guy helped me save over $100 a month in propane costs, because I live in a rural area here where heating is by propane. So they have to, somebody has to come deliver propane. And the first year I was here, it was a mild winter. I was paying $350 a month. That was crazy. So last year in the middle of winter, I started using this guy, and the winter was very harsh, and I saved $100 a month because of this guy. So this is how I was able to save. So I left the temperature, because I work here, and so putting the temperature up at 20 when I'm awake, I just left it the usual. So I think in the morning it goes up to 20 for 1 hour, and then at 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. it goes to 20, but all the rest of the time it was at 16.5. So in those times when I was working, I have this little guy beside me, and I leave it on low. I put it on low for about 3-4 minutes for about 5 times in an hour, and that gave me enough heat to survive the harsh winter. So, and then this year I'm also hoping to save another $100, and this is how I'm doing it. I'm going to leave the temperature, right now the temperature, I left it at 15 degrees. I just recently turned on the heater on November 1st. So I plan to leave it at 15. Maybe when it gets really cold, I bump it up to 16. So the idea is, again, similar to last midwinter, but this time I'm going to start early, is that I don't need to heat the entire house, because the only part I need to heat higher is where I'm working. For example, like right here, I just need to be there's a very small area that needs to be heated, not the entire house. Like for example, even this room, I don't need to heat the entire room. I just need to heat the area where I'm sitting. For example, the keyboard, the mouse, obviously me. That's the only area in here. I don't need to heat everything else. So I expect to save another $100. So I do have an article. It just came up, I think, just yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. See, I have a full article here about this Honeywell HCE 100B. You can go read about it if you want to see how. The problem is I couldn't calculate how much propane I used because they just top it up, or the way propane, it's actually a liquid when it's delivered. So it's hard to measure how much I actually used, right? Because when the temperature fluctuates, all that affects it. So gas expands as well. So I don't know how much I used. So I guesstimated very conservatively based on how much they delivered. That's way off. So meaning that I could have used more or I could have used less. But I'm saying I needed something to show. So the thing is, the price shows I saved $100, so that's great, and the savings would probably even be more if it wasn't the carbon tax. But I have no say over that. So I'll let you guys know how the winter goes so far. I mean, just this late October, the temperature dropped significantly. I still didn't switch it on. So basically, I didn't spend any money on propane in October. So that's already a massive savings, probably $200 based on the past 2 years. So that's already a massive savings. So I'm already in good savings, and even right now, like this entire month, unless somebody visits me, I'm not going to put it at 20 degrees Celsius. That would never happen. So I expect massive savings. All right, so you can get this guy, I said, on Amazon. And obviously electricity is way cheaper than propane, despite in my area at least. So if I leave this guy on the high, the 250, which I don't, even if I run it for the entire, say, 10 hours when I'm up, it'll be like $5. So I'd rather pay for electricity cost than have to pay, say, $200 in propane costs, right? So I'll still be comfortable, because I said, instead of heating the entire house, because it's central heating and cooling, it just heats my personal space. That's the way it should be. Okay, and then the last one is this guy. It's the Algorithmic Serpent. It's my novelette. It's made by me, as you can see, Erodo Jambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind. Then he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. As you can see, this is the back. It's a real novelette. As you can see, the pages there. There's also an ebook version. You can get the ebook version for free if you have Kindle Unlimited on Amazon. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, so I made them both as affordable as possible. They are almost at cost, meaning that the majority of the cost, for example, for this novelette, it goes towards shipping and printing. And the ebook version goes towards the storage costs, and obviously, their whatever their what the system, booking system as well. So I make literally peanuts from them. But I'm saying the reason I did that was I wanted to get it out there to as many people as possible, so they provide feedback and I can improve my writing skills. I already write programming books, but I want to. I've always liked writing, so I want to try not something different, it's something else which are part of my repertoire. So let me know what you guys think, good or bad. I said I want to improve. Even my programming books, if you don't like them, let me know what I did wrong or what I did right. So I said I'm always, as I said right at the beginning of this tutorial, I'm here to improve, and I share. So if you guys share with me, I'll share back with you guys as well. Okay, so that's the end. Be sure to subscribe and like as well, because I said it helps the channel. And for tonight, I think I might do some AI stuff, but it won't be generating video or images. It will be, I might try out I might install OnlyOffice and try the AI there instead. I think that's what we'll do tonight. Just something a little bit off. I can, because since I did OnlyOffice, might as well install the desktop version and set up all the OMA and see how that works. Okay, so with that said, I'll see you tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, or tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye now.